What is up, guys? Welcome to the very first episode of a brand new series I plan on doing called Indie Hunt. Today we are going to be looking at a brand new vampire MMO called Shadow's Kiss. Now, before we go any further, if you do want to stay up to date with this brand new Indie Hunt series, or you just want to stay up to date with the channel or help us continue to grow, go down, click that subscribe button. It takes literally a few seconds and is a huge help to us. Now, I do want to note, first and foremost, this has a full functional website with a bunch of different links, a lot of lore. They have a Kickstarter that was successfully funded with 884 backers, raising over $80,000. And their last update was in April of 2021. So, first and foremost, what is Shadow's Kiss? According to their website, Shadow's Kiss is a massively multiplayer online game where you play a vampire set on ruling the night and controlling the mortal humans of the daytime world. Players begin with a base of operations, a lair, and set out to gain influence by controlling humans, which are thralls, or working with other vampires, allies, in a gothic nocturnal Game of Thrones. As you explore the dark midnight world, you're able to go on quests to search for lost magical artifacts, defeat supernatural threats, and gain mystical power. Ambitious players can band together to control parts of the mortal world and build their own lairs, their own nightclubs, museums, or penthouse domains. The game is using the popular Unity 2018 engine for its front end and a proprietary MMO engine for its online servers. Now, game features. It has character creation, evidently. It's an MMO. It has a classless system. As an ambitious vampire, you aren't adopting a Dungeons & Dragons role of cleric or thief. Instead, you equip the skills that you need to accomplish your missions, from practicing swordplay with a sparring partner to testing your electronic lockpicking skills. Shadow's Kiss can be played completely solo for those of you that don't have any friends, kinda like me, but most adventure areas have content that can only be unlocked by a solid team of allies. So this is going to require, or not necessarily require, but more promote working in tandem with other players. And this is an MMO, so this is something that the game should be doing. Evolution. As you progress in your vampiric state, you can choose to evolve to other vampiric classes. Do you crave control over the restless dead? Then perhaps choose the path of the Crypt Lord. Is it mastery of seduction and manipulation? In that case, evolving into a succubus or incubus may suit you best. If you can trap the diabolic energy needed for... Wait, so it says here, it utilizes a classless system, but at the same time it says that you can evolve into other vampiric classes such as the Crypt Lord or the succubus and incubus. So is there a class system present in game, or do you just choose abilities from the Crypt Lord or from the succubus and incubus trees? I guess it's gonna need further elaboration. Quest to uncover things of power, manipulate mortals. It features an extensive questing system to gain favor with allies and to find items of magic with which to bolster your chances against your rivals. And then territory control, which I'm going to assume here is a type of PvP. Ultimately, an ambitious group of players can seek to control some part of the city. Will your influence be in the shining skyscrapers of downtown, the occult stores and secret societies, or perhaps as a criminal kingpin controlling illicit smuggling and assassination? Wow, yeah, no, that definitely sounds like something I'd be interested in. So that is a general overview of the game. Now here's a brief look at one of the images from the character creation. This was of course taken from the pre-alpha stage of character creation. You have motivations, you could be male or female, you have an orientation. If you look down, there's basics, traits, and look. Motivation drives your story interactions. Are you a ruthless monster moving from one killing spree to the next? Are you a sinister mastermind bent on ruling the night? Or are you a fallen angel forced into vampirism against your will and seeking redemption? Okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. That is a very interesting outfit. There are various different traits. So this actually kind of reminds me of like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of setup. I know that they mentioned that it doesn't utilize Dungeons and Dragons archetypes, but this definitely feels like it, and that is good because I enjoy that about the RPG aspect of MMOs. And that face right there, that is absolutely horrifying. But it looks like there is, I mean, it's probably not really an extensive character creator, but it does. Her name's Dahlia McDark. I don't think it's gonna be really that extensive, but they might have a lot of options added in the store. As a player progresses, she gets to determine what sort of vampire she becomes. By undergoing certain rituals, the vampire may become the Elder Tainted Tenebro Vampire, the Reborn Amaranthine, the Demonic Lilin, the Gaunt and Skeletal Verdilac, or attain status as a Noble Vampire. Each path brings different powers, different advantages, and different weaknesses. That is pretty cool. Blood and feeding. Okay. Well, that is definitely interesting. So I'm guessing you're definitely capable of murdering people if you don't have any self-control. And I know there are going to be people out there that don't. Powers and combat. Here is an example of one of the skill trees. I mean, it looks fairly basic. At the same time, that is not a bad thing. I don't really like exceptionally deep skill systems because it provides you too much variety to kind of build your character how you want. And then you're met with this opportunity to make a very unique character, but then there's a cookie cutter build that everyone kind of uses, and then you're forced into that anyway, so it kind of defeats the purpose. There's a domination system. There looks to be a functional pet system as well. I can see, oh, I guess it's one of the, that is probably a succubus, a werewolf. You know what, the character models, they do not actually look bad. The UI in game looks okay, doesn't look anything great. Oh, okay, seriously, this, I am genuinely surprised. This, from what I'm looking at, does not look at all bad. Now, according to their Kickstarter, let's see. True Blood, Twilight, and Vampire the Masquerade have proven to us that gothic fantasy is incredibly popular, yet there is no online world for fans for the genre to play in. Do you want to play a space captain, or a wizard, or a mech pilot, or even Batman? If so, there's an online game for that. But if you want to play online as a vampire, or a werewolf, as a fallen angel, or an insatiable monster, well, you're out of luck. I do not think that's true. There is, of course, the Elder Scrolls Online. In the Elder Scrolls Online, you can play as a vampire or as a werewolf if you want to, and you can run around and you can attack people out in the town, so you can also be an insatiable monster. But I will give them that there are not really any other games that allow that provide you that opportunity to live out that inner animalistic side of yourself. We at Clockwork Throne have seen that glaring hole in the massively multiplayer online game market. We've watched as not 1 decade, but 2 decades have gone by, and the big publishers have not stepped up. They don't understand this dream, but like you, we have dreamt of ruling the night ever since our first encounter with the undead, in an RPG, on the pages of a book, or on the silver screen. They don't get this dream. They won't build it for us, so we will build it ourselves. We're looking for people who share that dream and to make it happen. And yeah, so this is evidently going to be a very unique MMO. Oh, man, I'm doing a lot of talking. So they ended up getting fully funded. They made it to over $80,000. If I'm looking at when this was opened, this has been in development since 2018. Let's see. While Shadow's Kiss incorporates many of the classical elements of a massively multiplayer game, it seeks to innovate, especially in ways that make for an interesting gaming experience within a society of vampires and supernatural creatures. Parley and diplomacy are critical parts of the experience, including building your influence in vampire society through intimidation, bribery, and seduction. Now, I mean, I am a master of seduction. You guys don't even know how good I am at you know, this whole seduction thing. Okay, maybe that was going a little too far, because I feel like I just saw a bunch of you puke, or not even saw, I felt a bunch of you guys just puke everywhere, all over your screen, in your mouth, all over your keyboard. I'm genuinely sorry. I will not do that again. Here's a brief GIF of the character creation. Choose your identity. What kind of monster are you? Supernatural adversaries. Evolve your power, tell your story, so it's going to have a narrative. Here we go. Innovating combat. This is one of the most important aspect of an MMO. Most MMOs subscribe to the face roll system where you hit your power combos repeatedly to win. Others require Jedi-like reflexes and a good internet connection for real-time combat. Both of these can be fun, and there are great games that make use of them, but we wanted a combat system that would allow you to parlay with or intimidate your opponents, that would let you set traps and use stealth, and that would make Magic something based on rituals and danger. To achieve that end, we're building a turn-based combat system giving you just enough time to strategize, summon allies, and maybe even to convince that Slayer that you're his friend. So this is not going to have a tab target combat system. This is not going to have an action combat system. Instead, this is going to employ a turn-based combat system, which means that, theoretically, the characters are like a JRPG, going to take place in a separate instanced off encounter. So you may or may not be able to see other players while they are engaged in combat, because the combat itself is going to be turn-based. And if that's the case, you're not going to literally stand out there and watch these turns go by. So unfortunately, I have not seen any instance of the combat yet, and that's a little disconcerting. Now, they do go on to state that the alpha for Shadow's Kiss is currently here. Buy early access, buy pets, powers, and lairs. Enter the dark streets of San Cipriano? Now, I'm gonna go ahead here, I'm gonna click the store. I do not have a login. Let's take a look. There are 4 different packs. This one gets you basic game access, and it's only $15. Then there is the Baron, which is $30, giving you pre-alpha access, cave lair access, the Children of the Night power, and the Werewolf pet. There is the Count package, which is $60, giving you all of the above, along with the Sewer lair access, the Succubus pet, and the Ninja pet. And then the Prince package, which is $100, gives you all of the above with the addition of the Mansion lair and the Soul Eater pet. Now, those are some expensive packages, and it's unfortunate that unless I purchase one, I cannot see anything else, and I can't really find much in the way of gameplay online. I know that this is going into alpha access very soon, and I know that people are going to be able to genuinely play the game for the very first time. I am not of the opinion that this is necessarily a scam. I feel like this has been in active development for 3 entire years now. That is longer than a lot of recent scams like Dreamworld, like Legion, like Oath. I mean, these guys have been hard at work developing a game for the last several years. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt here and assume that based off of everything I've seen, this is a real game. Now, I'm not gonna go out and urge you guys to purchase the game. If you think that this looks like something that you might be interested in, again, this only costs $15. If you want to go ahead and buy it and get access to the basic version of the game, then it's only $15. If you want the pre-alpha access, the game is going into alpha right now, so realistically you should only need to purchase this package. But if you want access to the lair, access to the powers, or the werewolf pet, go ahead and buy the $30 package. Now, outside of that, this is a new MMO. This is a new indie MMO. This is one that I think is genuinely going to release and is not just attempting to scam us out of money. So, with that in mind, when this actually launches into alpha fully, I will go ahead, I will dive into the game. If any of you guys that are part of the development team for Shadow's Kiss are watching this video and you want to go out here, reach out to me, provide me with gameplay footage or trailers or even access to the game, I would be more than happy to do a dedicated video taking a deeper look at it. So, I mean, the description area is down below. You can go ahead and hit me up if you want to. Outside of that, thank you guys for watching the first episode of the brand new Indie Hunt MMO series. If you enjoyed the first episode, go ahead, click that subscribe button and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And don't forget to let me know what you think of the game.